I'm Warrant Officer 2nd Class Shattuck, and I'll be teaching you how to polish a boot properly. Normally, you'll take the laces out, but since this is just a quick little how-to, I'm not going to bother, but you would take the laces out normally. This is more of a demonstration. It's not really a in-depth tutorial. It's just there to give you the best example. So what you're going to do first off is, after you take your laces out, is wet your kiwi cloth or whatever smooth cloth you have, and you're just going to rub it on your boot. That way you clean off any of the dirt that's on there. After you get all the dirt off your boot, what you'll do is you'll take a toothbrush and you'll go in the crevices right here, just to blacken the sides. And you would go along the sides, and let's say your boot was like really like gray and dirty. You would get this thing, a horsehair kiwi cloth, or something similar that's just as smooth, and you go along the bottom, make it nice and black. Of course, you'll want to wait for the polish to dry before putting it back on the floor or on your table, or you put it on a towel on your table or on the floor to prevent polish getting on either surface. Okay, and now what you're going to do is you're going to take some polish out of this dish, or the dish I use is a Kiwi dish. It's one of the most popular brands for polishing boots where I live. So now you're just going to apply it on the boot. You don't want to go too hard, because if you go too hard, it won't stay on as well. It'll usually come off when you rub really hard. So you're just going to go along the toe of the boot, and then you're just going to keep going. Just nice circles. Circular motions. Don't forget the circular motions. And then you're going to get the sides and the front, then the back, the more back sides of the boot here. They get it here. Then usually you'll go along the sides of your boot here, and then along the back side here, up this little middle part here, and just keep going around. And then you'll want to get that other side of the boot here. And after you do that for about 15 minutes, you'll rinse and repeat, but on the other boot. Usually you'll take a lot longer on the toe, and then maybe not as long on the sides, but just enough to get a nice shine out of it. And then you'll just make sure you do at least 10 minutes on the toe. And then try to get 7 or another 10 minutes for all the other sides of the boot. The toe is what people will mostly be looking at, obviously, because you're always facing to the front, right? So if people are in front of you, they're going to be looking at the front of your boot. So, yeah. And you'll just take the other boot, take the laces out, and repeat the same steps. It's pretty simple. Though you usually want to put a show on. Just maybe you can do one show per boot. So that's half an hour, right? So half hour show, so 30 minutes per boot is a good way to do it. And that was my little mini tutorial or crash course on shining your boot.